As a fan of the team that is right now projected to have the number one seed in the East, the Washington Capitals, I want to talk about why the Montreal Canadiens are both the team I want to play the most and the team that scares me the most. Because the Canadiens are, and I'm going to say this very bluntly, a bad team. They are not a good team. They currently have a minus 16 goal differential, which is the worst of any team that is in the realistic shot to make the wild card other than Detroit. And when you look at their advanced analytics, when you look at the expected goal ratio in all situations, the Montreal Canadiens are fourth worst in the NHL. The only teams worse than them are the Ducks, Sharks, and Blackhawks. They're behind the Sabres. They're behind the Kraken. They're behind the Penguins. They're behind the Predators. Okay? Now, this isn't an end-all and be-all, but what it tells me is that this is a team that is consistently getting outplayed. If you look down here in the money puck plot line, they fall right into the bad division. They're down here past the Sabres, up with the Ducks, Sharks, Blackhawks. Now the Caps, who are going to be playing them, are in the good section, but they're not one of the elite, not one of the best. Caps have been kind of getting a lot of help from their goaltending, which leads me to ask, how is it that the Canadiens, the fourth worst team in terms of expected goal differential, are in the playoffs right now? And the answer is because of one factor: goaltending. If you look at total goals saved above expected, you have Sam Montembeault, number 5. Then you have, where is he? Jacob Dobes, 31st, but he has only played in 12 games. In terms of goals saved above expected per 60, for goalies who have played in at least 10 games, you have 2 guys in the top 12. And if you go to 15, because Merlin and Anderson have only played in 12 and 14 games, you get rid of Dobes, but you put Montembeault in the top 10. Top 10 goals saved above expected per 60. Now, in fairness, Logan Thompson is second in that metric. But when I look at the Canadiens, I see a team that is among the worst in the NHL in terms of their overall team play. They do not have a ton of great players. They have some very good players. I know everybody's running around this morning saying Nick Suzuki is a number 1 center. He's an elite number 1 center. I don't know if I believe that. I think he is a great number 2, a mediocre to bad number 1. Cole Caulfield is an elite right wing. I do believe that. Cole Hudson is an elite defenseman already. I do believe that. They have a great goaltender right now in Montembeault, like I said. The other aspects of their team are pretty well lacking. So, I think from a just team-on-team perspective, the Caps would roll over the Canadiens. But they have a goaltender. They have 2 goaltenders, because Dobes is not on here, who could steal games. And for Caps fans, that should elicit a lot of terrifying flashbacks to 2009-2010. The Caps were the best team in the NHL. They were so clearly superior to the Canadiens in that first round matchup. And what happened? Yaroslav Halak. Sam Montembeault or Jacob Dobes could easily be this year's Yaroslav Halak. And when you compare them to the teams that the Caps could be facing in the first round, Rangers, Islanders, Blue Jackets, Red Wings, the team I want to see is the Blue Jackets, because they are both not as good, and I don't have as much confidence in their goaltending. When it comes to the Rangers, the Islanders, not the Red Wings, but I don't think the Red Wings are making it in. Just Shesterkin. The Blue Jackets do not have elite goaltending this year in Merzlikins. The Canadiens do not have elite goaltending, but they have two goaltenders who are playing elite right now. And there's a distinction. There's a difference about a distinction, I guess. The difference just is that I wouldn't say that Montembeault and Dobesh are like have consistently shown themselves to be elite goaltenders, but this year they are playing like it. So honestly, I would take the Senators over the Canadiens if I could, because I also don't have that much faith in Linus Ullmark. But I think the Senators are a better team overall than the Canadiens are. You can see down here they're pretty mediocre in terms of their expected goal ratio. Excuse me. So I would rather play them than play. Oh, I'm not showing it. Hold on. Yeah, you can see in terms of like their expected goal ratio, they're right here, right in the middle. So they'd be a little bit worse than the Caps. But I don't have confidence in Linus Ullmark the way I do Sam Montembeault or Dobesh. So, in terms of who I want to see in the playoffs for the Caps in the first round, give me the Sens, give me the Jackets. I would rather see the Canadiens than the Rangers or the Islanders because, again, don't have as much. These are two elite goaltenders who are playing elite right now. I'd rather take the chance on that.